When we talk about cost, right, and cost saving, let's first understand what are the costs associated, right? I mean, what are the biggest costs or biggest price that you pay as a company that's building a software, right? I would say the biggest cost that we'd be paying is not being able to get the product to the market, right? It's the opportunity cost. Second one would be not being able to get the product to the market on time, right? Faster than someone else, right? That would be the biggest cost, I would say. Though it's never considered because it's an opportunity cost and it's not visible, very obvious. But that I would say is the biggest cost. Second one would be if the team that you have, right? The company that you have, the execution team that you have, if it cannot iterate fast enough, because any product that you make, we have all of us have come to understand that it's not going to be a waterfall model where you realize this is the product that the market is waiting for, but it's going to be an iterative process where you release a product, you do some analytics, you see A/B testing and all these kind of things, and you see what is it that the users really want, what is it that the users do not want that much, and then either you pivot or modify your application based on user needs, right? For that, you need a team that can nimbly, right, and with very flexibility, with the kind of flexibility that's necessary, it can move. It could be your technical team where the architectures are set up for such kind of a flexibility, right, and even the attitudes of people that they are ready and they understand that, hey, this is not a linear process but an iterative process, and you might have to redo something or whatever you thought you were in love with, the kind of feature, even you might have to discard it and rebuild again somewhat differently, right? That's, I think, having that team ameliorates that second cost. Right. The third one would be not being able to scale fast enough. Let's say we build a product, there's huge demand for that, and we have iterated a few times and we hit that sweet spot. Right. And we see a huge demand out there in the market. We know we are successful, we are getting there, but we need to serve a lot more users very rapidly, right, without affecting negatively the quality of service. Now, if you can't scale it fast enough, a competitor of yours would take your cake and eat it, right? That's the third biggest cost. And when we normally talk about offshoring, the obvious fourth cost that would come as, hey, how much does it cost to deploy a particular team that can execute this, right? And we think of, hey, the cost in the US or in Europe per developer for a full-time employee is this much, and it is either 1/3 or 1/4 or 1/2 in India or some other country out there, right? That's the very obvious cost, but I would say there are much bigger costs for a company that's starting out and wants to build a product of especially highly scalable, highly available and secure applications. There are other costs associated with it. These are the four kind of costs. The fourth one is really obvious. Yes, certainly Fission, while its entire team is, majority of team is located in India. So we also have a team in the US, and it's kind of mostly blended teams that we can offer to our clients. So that brings down the operational costs of hiring the team itself or owning the team itself. But I would say if I am a company trying to look for someone who can build a software for me, first criteria would be, hey, can this team really execute on my idea or vision? Can it deliver results? Has it done so in the past, right? Does it have a services kind of mentality, or is it a product development kind of mentality? Especially if you're looking at building highly scalable, available kind of products, right? So those are the kind of things that I would look for first, because that would save me much or reward me much higher in the long run than actually what does a per developer or per architect or per resource cost seems to be.